So in today's video we're going to take a little look at the MULTIMIX Multi-Clear 2. Now during the video I'll refer to this as the MM2 just to make things a little bit easier as far as the voiceover goes. I also want to say a big thank you to all you guys who have subscribed. We've just passed the 27,000 mark, which is something that I never thought we'd do when I originally started the channel, so big up to everybody who has subscribed. There's still around 80% of you that aren't subscribed, so if you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and give the video a like if you enjoy the video. Now we are going to be going through the whole stage on this Focus ST that I've got in, but I will be talking all the way through this job about the MM2 Clear. Now, quick disclaimer, I was given the MM2 Clear from MULTIMIX when I went to the trade show. Now, I've been trying to fit it in and use it and get some testing done with it around like an absolutely hectic schedule at the minute. I'm pretty much working 7 days a week. Things are just absolutely stupid, and I'm just trying to get on top of stuff, so it's taken me a while to get round to getting the review done on this. But I'm coming down to the last bit of the 7.5 litre kit at the moment. I have trialed and tested it in every way, shape and form that I can, from putting it over direct gloss to purposely trying to overload it on test panels to doing everyday jobs in my shop, like this particular job that we're doing here. Now, I have seen MULTIMIX getting sort of varied reviews on Facebook, shall we say. I've seen a few sort of harsh comments, a few issues people have been having, which I have spent the time trying to recreate, and I've seen, I suppose, a little bit of hate towards the brand for some reason, which I don't really get, which is another thing that I kind of want to address in the video, because when this first came out there's a lot of people raving about it. Then, say, a competitor's CLEARCOAT, so to speak, popped up and started getting pushed, and then all of a sudden the MM2 was getting a little bit of hate and people were starting to have issues with it all of a sudden where there wasn't issues before. Now, I have trialed and tested this to bang onto the TDS sheet, right up to way outside of the TDS sheet, and I can tell you now, unless you go way outside the TDS sheet with this CLEARCOAT, it is an absolutely spot on CLEARCOAT. Now, my sponsors do this CLEARCOAT from SP Supplies. They've got it at £82 plus VAT, and I've got to be honest, for what is around about, obviously with the VAT, say that's, you know, near sort of £90–95, somewhere around there off the top of my head, you can't really knock this. I mean, it boasts drying times. The standard hardeners a 30-minute bake, going down to just a 15-minute bake with the air dry plus hardener. And now, there aren't many clears that can offer that sort of a range as far as the bake times. It also features over a 55% solids content, which means it's an exceptionally good CLEARCOAT. Now, I know it says this in their description, but knowing the background of the owner of MULTIMIX, so to speak, I know that when they say they are using a high amount of high-grade resins and UV additives into this, that is the case. Now, I've got CLEARCOAT at work that ranges anything from about £50 to £60 a kit that I've been asked to test, right up to some that are worth £400 to £500 for a 7.5 litre kit. And I can tell you now, this MM2 CLEARCOAT is a lot easier to paint with, and I can get a nicer off the gun and off the bake finish with this than I can with said £400 to £500 CLEARCOAT. Now, they do recommend ideally using a slightly smaller tip for this, because like in the TDS it does say that you don't want to overload this. It needs one light fast coat, a good flash off, and then one full wet coat. So I'm using my Welcome HTE for this, the 360 Carbonio. I've got a 1.3 setup in this to prove that you can do it with a bigger setup. Ideally, you know, if say you were running something like one of the Segolas, you'd want a 1.2 because they are quite heavy. But I've got the 1.3 in this. I'm running it at 2 turns out on the fluid, and I'm going to put this first coat down at 2 bar. Now the second coat I'm going to put 3 turns out on the fluid, and I'm going to put it down at about 1.8 bar. And what that's going to leave me is an absolutely bang on, real nice factory finish, but without overloading the clear. And that is the key to this. This is where a lot of people have been going wrong with 2 full wet coats. It doesn't really like 2 full wet coats, and because of the solids content in this, you don't need 2 full heavy wet coats. 1 quick fast light coat, which you'll see me do in a second, and it really is a very fast light coat. So you want it very light, very quick, and literally just closed. If there's a couple of tiny little areas that aren't fully closed, don't go back and sort of patch them in if you don't need to. That second wet coat will do the trick. So it's almost like putting a half coat down and then putting 1 full really nice wet coat. If done correctly, as described, this is an absolutely outstanding clear coat. Now, I've had this, which obviously they gave me to test out and do a review on, and apologies to them that it's taken me this long to get around to it. It's just been absolutely hectic this past couple of months. But since then, I've bought quite a few of their products. I've bought their aerosol fade out, some of their aerosol primers for rub throughs. I'm just about to order some of their epoxy. I've had absolutely all sorts of them, and I've got to say, all the products that I've had so far, if you follow the TDS sheet, and one for suppose for the sort of older people out there, you know, RTFM and all that, read the frigging manual. You know, there's every clear coat and every product that we use, the same as a spray gun, is not designed exactly the same. Everything works slightly different. No 2 things, so no 2 clears are equal, no 2 spray guns are equal. You know, no 2 cup systems, like I'm running the Colad cups on top, no 2 cup systems are equal. So you need to make sure that you are doing it the way that it was designed to be used, and not just doing it the way that, you know, say the previous clear that you're using might have been a 2 coat system, whereas this is pretty much a 1.5 coat, so to speak. You know, so you need to spray it that way, and you can see just how easy this is. I'm not really trying to get, you know, an overly nice finish with it. I want a nice factory finish, and it's effortless. It's so easy, and I've not had an issue with any of their products whatsoever. Now, some people might say, well, why would you buy this over, you know, a bigger, more well-known brand? I've got to be honest, because it's made in the UK. These guys started in the middle of the hell of lockdowns that we've had, and I can relate to the amount of stress that must have been for them to, you know, start this company up, and then have all the stress of lockdowns on top of business. I went through the same stress, and it put me in a hospital eventually. So, you know, to get from where they were to where they are now, a well-respected UK brand, I happily back that. I will happily back their products 110%. And I also know that if there's ever been an issue with any of these products, these guys have pulled the product off the shelf and they have fixed the issue. And now that's got to come at a massive cost. You're not going to get that from a massive big firm. And look, perfect factory paint for this Ford. We're absolutely effortless to do. Now, I will leave a link in the description, both to the spray guns that I've used and also to the MULTIMIX range on the SP Supplies website. Also, SP Supplies have given me a discount code for you guys, which I will leave in the description, which will get you guys 5% off anything on their website, site-wide. So I will be leaving the link to that discount in the description from now on, so that, you know, if you want to pick some of this up, grab an extra 5% off, get yourself some really nice clear coat on an absolutely banging deal. And as you can see there at the end from that little bit of a slow motion video shot, you know, I've got that in as close as I can. It's in 4K. You can see how nice that factory peel is and how, you know, nice and full bodied and clean it is. And these pictures here are after bake. There is no popping, there is no pulling back, there is no drop gloss or anything. So honestly, this is definitely a product from a UK firm that I would fully recommend. So that's it for me for today, guys, and I'll see you again soon for the next video. Bye for now.